So this week I'm going to talk about the protein powders and shakes. I finally kind of got them in, tested them all, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what my thoughts are on what I found. Also, before I start, I have to say that I had to go back for another sleep study. So I got a phone call from the sleep study people, and they said that my numbers still were not good with the CPAP, and they needed me to come back and retest with a CPAP and a BiPAP, and I'd never heard of a BiPAP before, so I had to go do a little research on that. Apparently CPAP just blows air, just pushes air into your nose or mouth or however the mask works. The BiPAP goes two directions, so it will do inhale and exhale. I had never heard of this before. I didn't know anybody had a BiPAP. Everybody I've ever heard who's done a sleep study has gotten a CPAP. So I had to go back for another night, which I did not like because I had so much trouble sleeping on my back. I knew it was going to be difficult again. Fortunately, this time, because they'd already done two studies, they said I could sleep on my side, and it made for a much, much better sleep. And they don't actually switch out machines. They did half the night on the CPAP, half on the BiPAP, and I think they just changed the setting because they didn't wake me up and change anything out. It just woke up in the morning, and they're like, okay, we're done. So I still don't have a machine. Bummer. Waiting to see the results from this, and they'll call me and talk to me about that. So, not there yet, and 3 sleep studies now. So, yeah, that was fun. So, dang it. So, again, I'm going to find a better transition. I'm going to figure it out, I swear. I'm not going to make you listen to that for the rest of your entire life. I mentioned before that I went to some websites and ordered sample packs of different protein powders, meal replacement powders and shakes, and finally got them all in and had to test them. So I'm going to talk about those, and I'm going to talk about the 2 pre-made ones that I'm in love with, and I'm like, these are the ones I want to use. I've tried others, and they weren't bad, but these are the ones that I love, love, love. So also, I know you're wondering why I'm in a different background. It's because I'm going to be talking about these products. I kind of have them laid out in front of me on the table, and to do that I need to stand up and do it this way. I feel like I'm about to do a Ginsu knife demonstration in front of this table, but it's the easiest way for it to make it work. So the first website was unjury.com, unjury.com, which I think I talked about before. It's the weirdest name. I still haven't figured out that name means something. But I got the starter kit, which was $22, and it included 2 packets of each flavor they had in a single serve. So they had 6 different flavors. I got 2 of each of that packet. Chocolate, vanilla, strawberry sorbet, chicken soup, and unflavored. And it worked out to about $2 per packet in this starter kit. They were also nice enough to send me a little mini shaker bottle. So powder, water, milk, whatever you're doing, and just shake it up. And they also sent me a thermometer. A food thermometer. I couldn't figure out why until I got through kind of all of these, and then I went, ding, light went off. There's a limit to the temperature. They don't want you to use water over a certain temperature. I think it changes the texture, makes it not good, or it doesn't mix well. So this is to make sure that if you're using hot water with maybe the soup varieties, or maybe you want to kind of make something that's a hot chocolatey type drink, it doesn't go over that temperature, so that's what the thermometer's for. It may sound like a simple thing, but it took me days to figure that one out. Forever to figure out why they sent me that. So obviously I got the starter kit on all these because I wanted to try the single individual packets before I bought any big containers, before I did anything. So for the Unjury, the large containers, I want to say $23, works out to about $1.35 a serving, which is much cheaper than the pre-made. So and the Unjury really were good. They tasted well, they mixed well, and this shaker bottle they gave me doesn't have the little metal thing or the little mixer thing that's inside some of them. So even without that, I thought they mixed pretty well. I had to shake it a few more times than some of the other ones, but ultimately, without doing anything special, it mixed without any lumps in it. I thought the taste of the Unjury was really good on the ones I've tried so far, They all were very rich, satisfying. I didn't have any taste issues. The next website was CelebrateVitamins.com, and I got 2 starter packs from them. One is for meal replacement shakes. That's what they're called. They have a higher protein gram content, and they're meant to obviously be meal replacement shakes. So they had 25 grams of protein in each packet, and there were 7 flavors in that kit, and I got 2 of every flavor. The starter kit was $35, a variety pack I think they called it. It worked out to about $2.59 for each of the single serving packets. But I think when you buy the large containers, it does go down to less than $2 a serving, so it's not that bad as it sounds. These were very good. They mixed very well also, just using the shaker bottle without the metal ball or anything. I think eventually I'm going to have to get a shaker bottle with the metal ball, because there's other flavors I do like that needed that to mix. They need something a little more. But for Celebrate Vitamins, they also mixed very well. They tasted very good. So the second variety pack I got from Celebrate Vitamins is called Protein 2.0. Obviously 2.0 references the fact that they only have 20 grams in each of these packets. They had 8 flavors, including an unflavored, and the variety pack was $32. I got 2 of every flavor. I want to say that was about $2 a packet, and then when you buy the big one, it goes down to less than $1.50 a serving. So also, again, very good prices. This one, again, mixed very well. This, I think Celebrate was one of the easiest ones to mix. It hardly took any shaking in the shaker bottle for it to work. So that's Celebrate Vitamins. And I'm only looking at the protein shakes. All of these websites have other protein items, protein bars, protein snacks, things for when you get out of the liquid portion of the diet. But I'm only focusing on the liquid portion right now because that's the most immediate thing I'm going to be dealing with. So the next one is proteinworld.com. They have, they call them the Slender Blend shakes. And these are meal replacement shakes. They have 24 grams of protein in each one. And I got 2 sample packets, 1 vegan and 1 regular. And just because I wanted to try all that they had. I want to say these averaged about $2 to $2.50 each one. So these are more expensive, but they're meant to be mixed with larger sizes of milk. So most of these are meant to be mixed with 8 ounces to 6 ounces of milk or water. These are meant to be mixed with 12. So it's a larger amount of product. So I can see why it might be a little more expensive. Now when you go to buying the large containers, you drop down to below $2 a serving. It's mostly the single packets that are over $2. So the Slender Blender is really good for anybody who has any type of dietary restrictions. So they have a vegan version, but the regular version is also vegetarian, it's gluten-free, it's soy-free, it's kosher, it's halal. So if you have any kind of dietary limitations even before you have the surgery, this is actually a really good one. This was a little harder to mix together than the other ones. I originally put this in the shaker bottle with just some skim milk and just shook it. Again, I don't have the little ball in there. I think if I had the little ball, this one would have been easier. It didn't mix. Shook it. So I eventually poured it into a bowl and took a whisk and just whisked it for 10 seconds. And after that, it was fine. It was really easy. It wasn't any hard once I got that. So I think if I have a shaker bottle with something in there that helps break everything up, this will mix much easier. But it is very delicious. It's actually one of my favorite tasting ones. So the last site I found is called bariatricpal.com. Bariatric P-A-L, like they're your friend, their buddy, their pal.com. They have a bunch of variety of things. So they sell their own brand of stuff, but they also are a source of other brands on their site. So it's one place for a lot of variety. I did like that. So, dang it. Okay. First was their brand of 2 things I purchased. I purchased their shake and pudding variety pack, and then I purchased their fruit drink variety pack. So these had 6 single serving packets in each. I want to say it was $12.50 for the whole pack. So it was about $2 per packet. The problem with their brand is it is a much lower gram of proteins, only 15 grams in their stuff of the 2 that I tried. It seemed to be when I looked at other things on their site that were their brand, it was across the board 15 grams. And that is not enough, I think, consistently. What I did like about their brand was the shake can also be made into a pudding. And I tried this because I was a little bit skeptical about it. But you half the amount of liquid you put in, and then for mine, I put it in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes, and it ended up exactly like you expect pudding. It was the consistency, it was a good flavor, it was a good texture. So that might be good for a little snack thing, but I wouldn't recommend this as a complete meal replacement because it's just not enough grams of protein in it for what you need. So the second thing I tried on the Bariatric Pal website was I got a variety pack of the Centrix Nectar protein powders. I've seen these before, usually in the big tubs in the store. I've always wanted to try them, but I didn't want to commit to buying a $40 or $50 tub to do that. These seem to be all fruit flavor, fruit juice, tropical punch type of flavors, lemonade, strawberry kiwi, Caribbean cooler, lemon tea. They have 23 grams of protein. The pack I got had 17 of the packets in it for $37, which is about $2 each packet. And they were really delicious. It tasted just like a fruit flavored drink I'd go buy in the store. So on Bariatric Pal, the last thing I bought was a brand called Bariatric Fusion. These are meal replacements. These have the largest amount of protein out of any of the ones I've tried, 27 grams in each packet. The variety pack that I got had 8 different flavor servings in it. It was $28, so that made these $3.50 each. Really expensive. Now, I didn't look to see what the bulk price on these was. I didn't get a chance to. I just saw the packet that I paid for. But these are also very good. They mixed well, tasted good. So far, I've been really impressed with all the ones I've tasted. They have a really rich flavor. They feel really satisfying. They're really smooth, and they don't leave that aftertaste that you think they would. But, so yeah, it's very encouraging to go out there and I thought I would hate almost all of them. I'd get maybe 1 or 2. So it's good to have so many options that really work for me for the powdered. But for the pre-made, those were much more difficult to find a tasty one. Or they weren't bad, but I wasn't ever really looking forward to eating any of them except for 2. And I've talked about these 2, I want to say in my first or second video, I can't remember, but I've talked about them. These are the ones I'm like, this is what I'm going to go for. If my dietitian says they're okay. Hopefully she will. So the first one is the Organic Valley Organic Fuel. This has 26 grams of protein. It is so delicious, so self-satisfying. I feel like I'm drinking chocolate milk or vanilla shake without the thickness that you get from the ice cream. They are satisfying. They are delicious. They are easy. I originally found them at Whole Foods, but I've now found them on Amazon for much cheaper. And I've been drinking these for lunch for a couple of weeks now, except for maybe 1 or 2 days when I had an event I had to go to and I had to eat lunch. But these have been my lunch replacement, and they have worked really, really well, and I really look forward to drinking them. I'm kind of like, oh yeah, excited for lunch, because these are delicious. And I'm hoping that everything else is okay with these. They have all the protein I need. Just got to make sure they fall under all the parameters, but that's going to be like my main one of my pre-made protein drinks. My other pre-made protein drink, I have to work a little bit to make it work. And I've talked about these last time. They are the Cal Natural Svelte. These are so good, and these are great for the snack times. And these are the richest tasting of them all. So good. And they make them in 4 different flavors: chocolate, vanilla, banana cream, and cappuccino. I'm not a big coffee cappuccino flavor person, but I did try the banana cream and it was good. These also started at Whole Foods and they were also kind of expensive, but I found them at Walmart.com, not Walmart in the store, but on the website. And they are so good, but they only have 11 grams of protein in them. So originally I thought, I'm never going to be able to use these as part of my diet on a permanent basis. I'm just going to have to accept the fact and give up on them. But when I started getting these protein packs and I saw that there were 2 or 3 of them that included an unflavored protein, I was like, bing, light bulb went off, and I said, I wonder. So mixed together really well. I thought it was going to be hard because this is pre-made. It's not meant to mix with anything. But I put it in a bowl with some of the unflavored protein powder. I took the whisk and whisked it together, and it worked really well. And so now I can have enough protein in these to satisfy my dietary needs. And I'm so happy about that. I love them. So that's where we are with all the protein drinks. I'm very excited. I've got all these options. I'm definitely not as scared as I was when I first started because I felt like I wouldn't have this many choices. And now that I have this many choices, it's really given me a little bit of a bump in my confidence to get through this. So we're still waiting on the insurance. Hopefully next couple of weeks we can talk about that, and maybe next week I can hear back and get my CPAP or BiPAP, whatever they decide I need, machine. So I know I spent a lot of time on this, but I hope this has helped everybody find other brands that maybe they didn't know of, or be willing to try things they didn't try before. And the fact that some of these have variety packs so you don't have to commit to buying a whole package just to test it out encourages you to do the same. I've learned a lot from this, and like I said, it's really made me feel a little bit more comfortable with this process. Well, that's it for this week. Back in my comfy chair. If you know of anything that I haven't tried yet, website or brand, please let me know in the comments. I'm open and willing to try stuff, and I want this process to be as beneficial for me as it is for you. So if you know something, please give me a heads up. I'm willing to try it. I decided to put links in the description for these websites I've talked about. I want to be clear that all these items that I've discussed, I purchased my own money. I'm not sponsored. They weren't given to me free for anything. I went out and bought this just like a regular consumer. I didn't do this to make money or for monetary benefit. I started this because I thought it would make me successful, and I wanted to share my insights with anybody else that might help them get through this process as well. And however, a couple of the websites do have a link that I can put out there that gives you a discount if you use that link on your first order. And in return, I get like reward points in their reward program. And the reason I'm putting that out there is because you get something. And I, as a consumer, especially online, I'm always looking for discounts and coupons and codes because I want to save as much money as possible. So I included that because you get something from it. But I want to be clear that there is something in it for me too. So I think it's like every friend, I get so many points on my reward program that eventually when I order next it gives me a bigger discount or something like that. So anyway, I just want to make that clear so that you know. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. You know, these websites are pretty easy to find. I've given you the names. You can go and just Google them on your own without using the links, but you know, and like I said, you get something out of it, I want to put it in there and make it an option for you. And it's only 1 or 2 of the websites. The other ones, I'm just giving you the straight link because that's what I have. Anyway, that's it. So next week, hopefully we'll be finished with the CPAP and I can talk more about that. I might actually have it in my hand, or if not, at least I'll have an idea of when I'm going to get it. And we're going to discuss that, and still waiting on the insurance. So what's another thing I'm waiting on? And I'll check in with you guys next week. I might be a little late because I do have to travel at the end of next week, so it might be more Saturday, Sunday that I put my video up. But other than that, have a good week and love yourself.